Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Kelsi Sheren, and I'm here because Canada is standing at a breaking point that most people don't see coming. And for years, veterans and people with disabilities have been fighting for basic rights, screaming from the rooftops that something is wrong. We are not asking for special treatment. We never have, just the chance to get better. And instead, we've been met with a system drifting from how can we help you live to how can we help you die. MAID was sold to Canadians as a narrow, humane, safeguarded system. Today, it's been expanded toward people who are not only not dying, they're just suffering due to this country's continued failure. This shift was very terrifying from Canada. We now have well over 20 documented veterans who have reached out for help and instead were offered MAID. In September, one actually accepted it. I want to make something very clear today. There is nothing more than human rights violations happening right now by this government. The right to life, the right to medical care, the right to meaningful support, all eroded by a government that has decided some lives, and 96% of those white lives are simply too burdensome to protect. Specific groups like Dying with Dignity Canada are at the heart of this push, lobbying to normalize death as a treatment option, waking up every morning trying to get more people to kill themselves, while vulnerable Canadians are left without real choices. In leaked memos that I dropped this week, going back to 2021, we have proof of current sitting MP Elizabeth May, Parliament member and then leader of the Federal Green Party, Adam Olsen, as well as Murray Rankin, all illegally pushed a non-citizen, non-resident, non-tax-paying Canadian to get MAID. And instead of addressing the conditions that made life unbearable in this country, like the constant trauma, disability, over-immigrants, poverty, our government is making death more accessible than they are treatment. That's not progress, that's moral collapse. The treatments that could actually save lives, like advanced therapies for PTSD, depression, and chronic trauma, remain trapped behind bureaucracy, fear, and political cowardice. Other nations are pioneering recovery, while Canada is pioneering resignation. And while this is happening, closed door meetings are already underway to expand MAID even further in 2027. Absolutely no transparency, no accountability, no consent from people who have risked their lives. And anybody, and I mean anybody who speaks out, becomes a target of these organizations. I know this because I have been personally targeted by the government and by the organizations Dying with Dignity pushing this agenda, begging for money to stop people like me and silence us online. I am not alone, and other whistleblowers, veterans, advocates, and disabled Canadians are being discredited, intimidated, or silenced because they expose the truth that this system is failing and that some people would prefer that we don't talk about it. Offering death to somebody who came forward asking for help is not medical care, it's a betrayal of duty and a breach of fundamental human rights. A nation shows its value by how it treats its most vulnerable. And right now, Canada is sending a message to the world. Your life is optional and your suffering is inconvenience. This cannot continue, not for veterans, not with people with disabilities, and not for anybody else. Canada has chose a different path, one where treatment has become termination, where community replaces isolation, and where hope is considered a responsibility, not an afterthought. Human life is not a budget problem or a line item. Trauma is not a reason to offer a death sentence. Suffering is not an excuse for the government to step back and call it mercy. We need leadership, real leadership, that believes people can recover. We need policies that protect life, not manage death. And we need a healthcare system that actually refuses to abandon its people that it was built to serve. Canada is crossing a line no free country should have ever crossed in the first place. Veterans, the disabled, and people in poverty are being offered death instead of treatment every single day. This government has violated human rights by making MAID easier to access than care. Groups like Dying with Dignity are the ones pushing it. We have more than 20 veterans. This is no longer compassion. This is state-sponsored killing. And I speak out because I have been targeted by these death cults and this government directly. Others have, and we are not backing down. And a nation that offers death instead of help has lost its way. And I'm here to drag it back. Thank you.